guys, so this is the end of my second week of going to work as Lauren, and we're phasing back into the office, so we're still not fully back yet. But you know, for the most part, it's been going pretty smoothly. I don't really notice that much of a difference, to tell you the truth, in terms of, I guess, my interactions with anybody. Um, I guess for the most part, it's been fairly business as usual. This time of year, it's usually very busy in terms of what my workload is, so I've had no shortage of things to do. But at least on the plus side, I also have been able to just kind of sit at my desk and keep my head down because we're not officially quote unquote open yet, at least in terms of being having everybody either in the office or whatever's going on with that. So, next week, starting Monday, we're all supposed to be back in the office or working in the office in some capacity. I know that they're making a couple of exceptions, and also theoretically, we're going to be continuing telecommuting at least 2 days a week and see how it goes. I know for at least one of the days I'll have to cover the front desk, which I don't mind. I don't know if they're going to want me to cover both of my coworkers' days, or if it's just cover one and the other one gets covered by everybody else. I don't know, but whatever it is, I guess it's a trade-off either way. I mean, we'll see how it works. I think this is kind of like a test run, I guess. But if everything goes smoothly, they'll probably let us keep doing it. And if so, then that's kind of nice because there are certain perks that I enjoy working from home that I can't do when I'm working at the office. I can cook lunch. I don't have to start work until 8 o'clock, so no commute. There are some pluses, and I guess less interruptions, quiet. I know that they are going to have us make it so that our office phone can reach us if we're not at the office. They weren't really too pushy about that during the telecommuting period, but if it's going to be a permanent thing going forward, they need to be sure that they can reach us if we're supposed to be working, of course. And let's see, other than that, so yeah, I'm not sure what else to say about, I guess, a couple of differences that I've noticed is that, I've allocated a little bit of time in the mornings to becoming presentable, which, I mean, I guess when I was going to work uh, as Eric, it was just kind of less maintenance, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I kind of have made it a point to try to have a little time to just make sure that everything looks like it's supposed to before I walk out of the house because, some things I'm still a little bit self-conscious about, and I don't know if that's ever going to go away. But that being said, I like to try and make myself as presentable as possible before I do anything else. So, usually that's the first order of business when I get up and when I'm going to leave the house. Take a look in the mirror, make sure everything looks okay. Right now, I haven't been doing a lot with makeup, mostly because there are still masking requirements, and it kind of seems like, at least while those are still in effect, it's kind of self-defeating to put on, lipstick and other such things because they're just going to end up on the back of the mask, and I don't really want to deal with that. So, you know, for the most part, I've been in my office just by myself, and we don't. They're saying we don't have to wear our masks when we're alone in our office, but we do, of course, when we're in a public area. For the most part, I've been pretty good about that, trying to remember, put your mask on when you go out of the office. But uh, other than that, I guess it's pretty much been, I guess, the same as it has been because other than work, except for the last 2 weeks, I have been Lauren full time since November, and this is just, I guess, converting those last 8 hours over to Lauren. And while I've been working from home and telecommuting, obviously I've been Lauren the whole time. So I mean, it's really not all that big of a change. I guess it was, there was an initial apprehension about being Lauren in front of my coworkers, but now that that's for the most part kind of behind me and has gone relatively smoothly, that's I imagine from here on in it should just be normal, which is reassuring, and it kind of makes me wonder. I mean, I guess it's understandable that I was apprehensive about it, but now I'm relieved to know that my fears and my hesitation was largely unfounded, although it just as easily could have been the other way around. It's kind of hard to tell these days, but I think my coworkers are pretty good about it, and I've known them for a long time, and it's still a difficult step to take. I mean, there's no argument about that, but it's a step I took forward, and so here we go. And I guess that given what I've heard in the news, it's kind of hard not to mention that I know that there's some protections for transgender folks that they rolled back in the healthcare field, which kind of unnerves me a little bit. But I'm hopeful that it's just one of those things that is temporary and eventually will be fixed, because I mean it just blows my mind that there should be any discrimination or any kinds of restrictions when it comes to healthcare. It seems like if you go into that field, your only concern should be taking care of people, and maybe that's an unrealistic expectation to have of people, but I don't know. I mean, I know that some people are just weird about things that don't affect them or that they don't understand, and I'm just I'm hoping that this is a temporary stumbling block and that we go forward in a better direction sooner rather than later. But you know, insofar as me personally, though, it's like I'm doing okay, I guess, as far as being myself. So there's one area that I am making progress on. So I am happy about that, and I guess I'll maybe make another video if I have something constructive to add. But I guess for right now, that's the 2 week mark, and things are going okay. So Lauren out.
Thanks for watching, and if you liked it, click the subscribe button and leave a comment below. You can also find me on Twitter and a few other places on the web, or support me via Patreon or Ko-fi. Zebra hugs!